EU moves forward with digital ID despite security concerns and potential for abuse. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Brakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, preaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there, the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children the Lord will have mercy on in these last days. It's the brother Dama Gabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh while Yahweh Shah. And as we have been, warning ad nauseum to you, Jake, out there, that, the time of the MOTB is drawing near. And you have the European Union moving forward with digital IDs. And we know that, these digital IDs are going to be the main, the system that these elites want to ultimately put into place so that they can have 100% total control over your ability to buy and sell and function in this, global reset, which is going to be a system totally ran and controlled by the central bankers and by these elites. And that you won't be able to buy or sell or function or move about without the government's permission. Everything that you do will be tracked and monitored, and your ability to live, your ability to do anything will be based upon your social credit score, your basically it will be in the total control of these elites, man. And if you don't bow down to the NWO, if you don't do ultimately what the government tells you to do, you'll be shut out of the system. You'll be killed by way of being separated from this society, and everything, your everyday life, your everyday functions, everything that you will do will be based upon the control of these elites, man. All right. And it's going to all culminate in the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, which is that Siragma, man. All right. And they're moving forward with it. Now the European Union, they just voted on it. And we already know that they're going to vote to bring this thing into place because, it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. This is a huge piece of prophecy. And this is how, the MOTB will be implemented, And you people here in America, don't think because it's happening over there in the EU that it's not going to come here. This is a global agenda, the global plan of these elites, and it will be here in the States. You already have a Biden administration. They already have their own form of this that they're writing off and that they're about to put into place. But first, they're going to do it over there in the EU. They already did it they're already doing this in Australia, low key. They've already tried to, doing this in a lot of these third world countries. And it's going to eventually be here in the States. So I'm going to read some of this article, a little quick 1-minute video. Got some scriptures, and then I'm going to close this out. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And that's the prophecy. The vision of what? The MOTB. The vision of World War III. These visions of these last major prophecies that have to take place before the return of Yahweh Shai. And we can be delivered and saved from the hands of our enemies, man. And we can be in the kingdom of heaven. But these two major prophecies, they're speaking loud and clear. World War III is already basically in action. And now we see this whole digital ID, these digital wallets, this digital, system being implemented. It's all going to lead to the MOTB, man. All right. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." All right. And right now it's not tarrying. All right. Let's get this in the NLT. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3 in the NLT. It says, "This vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled." You see, "If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed." You see. So this vision, this prophecy has to be fulfilled. And now we can see with these different articles and these different, legislations being passed, and what these elites are trying to do is speaking loud and clear. You will be a fool to deny it or to, not see where things are headed, But hey, it's our job to give you warning and to tell you of these things, man. And this is why we've been warning a lot of you Jake out there. Stop listening to these bugged out Israelite groups who are telling you that the MOTB is sin, it's sleeping with white women, it's all these other things outside of what we're telling you it is. which is the MOTB, which all these digital wallets, these digital systems, that's what it's going to eventually lead to. Now it's going to be a gradual, push for it, but eventually we know where all roads are going to lead. So it says the European Parliament and the Council of the European Union reached a final agreement this week on the establishment of European digital identity wallets, the first central and fully digital identification system for all Europeans. It says under the new law, the EU will offer its citizens so-called digital wallets on a voluntary basis at first, you see? And that's how they're going to get you. It's going to be voluntary. They're going to make it seem as if it's not going to be forced, because it will be eventually. They're going to give everybody the option to do it, which they're going to make it to where you're going to have to get it. Maybe certain parts of the system you can probably operate without having it, but eventually they're going to make all systems come to the point to where you're going to have it. That's why they're going to make it voluntary at first, to make it seem like you have a choice. But once they, make all things go digital and everything become ubiquitous, it's like eventually you're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to get it, because that's going to be the only way that you can access certain parts of the system, Like if you want to file your taxes, they're going to make it to where the only way you're going to be able to do that is to go through this digital route to have it. Now, it might be some other things where like at first going to the grocery store, you may not have to have it, but eventually you're going to have it, because all systems are going to upgrade themselves to operate within this one. You see? So don't get caught up with the whole, see, it's voluntary, you don't have to do it. Yeah, you don't, but eventually you're going to have to, because that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to function. It says, which will contain digital versions of their ID cards, driver's licenses, diplomas, medical records, and bank account information. You see, and that's why when you read the MOTB, when you go to the word, the mark in the Greek, you got charagma, and then you got charax, and then you got grapho. All right, the word grapho deals with things that are written, information within your digital wallet, which will eventually be inside your MOTB, inside your charagma, man. And you already have certain states here in America where you can have a digital driver's license, where you don't have to carry your physical license. You can have it in your phone. It's just as a digital version of it, man. You see, so all systems are going to go in that direction, It says medical records and bank information. Remember, the medical records is going to be a key one, because, well, it's going to explain it. It says these documents will be recognized as means to access online services throughout Europe, and citizens will be able to prove their identity or share electric documents from their wallets with a click of a button, the legislators hope. You see? And that's why I said it's going to be voluntary at first, because there's going to be certain services that you could show some physical identification. They'll be like, oh, we're accepting it now, but in 2024 of April, we're no longer going to accept physical documents. Even if it is valid, you're going to have your your digital version. That's the only way we're going to accept it, because, eventually, that's going to be the system they're going to have in place for it. You see, so they're going to eventually force everybody to get into this system eventually. And then once they get you comfortable with it, then they're going to drop the bomb of the charagma on you, man. It says this marks an important step towards the digital decade 2030 targets on the digitization of public services, the EU Commission said in a statement Wednesday. All EU citizens will be offered the possibility to have an EU digital identity wallet to access public and private online services in full security and protection of personal data all over Europe. It says the agreement reached by the co-legislators is now subject to formal approval by the European Parliament and the Council. Once formally adopted, the European Digital Identity Framework will enter into force on the 20th day following its publication in the official journal. The agreement came just a few weeks after Christine Lagarde, the head of the European Central Bank, announced that the European Union was moving forward with the development of its new central bank digital currency, the CBDC, the digital euro, you see? And that's where the MOTB will come in, all right? Your digital euro, you're not going to have physical cash anymore. And your CBDC will be issued to you by the powers that be, That's not going to be something that you'll be able to access and just get a hold of yourself. It's going to have to be issued to you by the government, which therefore they'll be able to have complete control over it, man. All right. They'll be able to tell you where you can spend it, what time you can spend it, on what you can spend it on, or if you can't spend it on a particular thing because, you've been, just say you haven't had your future jump shot. Hey, then guess what? Your CBDC or your digital currency can be withheld from you right there because you violated the policy. You didn't do what you were told to do. You know, or they can just tax you without without you even knowing it. It's just a complete system of control, and this is where everything is headed, man. All roads are leading to the MOTB. It says conservative EU lawmakers and cybersecurity experts have opposed these developments, warning that large-scale abuse is inevitable in all-encompassing digital identity system. You see, and that's exactly what it is. It's going to be an abusive system, a totalitarian system that they're presenting to you as as convenient, and it's not going to make any mistakes. It's the wave of the future. But what they're not telling you is the negative ramifications that come with this system. All right, you will be a slave to it. You see, and at any time you buck up or you don't do what you're told to do, they can just totally just penalize you in real time. Like I said, they can restrict you from traveling. They can allow you not to get on the bus. They could, plaster your face all over the cities as a horrible citizen. And anybody that comes in contact with you or have any dealings with you, they can be penalized. You see, this is why it tells you that they'll be able to kill those that don't take the MOTB. Kill in the sense of separating you from the system. It says Dutch MEP Rob Roos sounded the alarm on X Wednesday, breaking very bad news. The European Parliament and member states just reached an agreement on introducing the digital identity. Roos noted that following the agreement, the EU Commissioner Thierry Breton said, now that we have a digital identity wallet, we have to put something in it, suggesting a connection between CBDCs, you see? Which is going to be like, which is going to be likened unto a universal basic income. Your total financial future will be in the hands of these devils. And if you don't comply and you don't bow down to their orders or do what they tell you, guess what? You're not going to have access to these you're not going to have access to your money to buy or sell. You see? And this is why we're telling you, Jake, under any circumstances, when they make this MOTB, in the charagma form, hey, that's when all bets are off. That's when you're going to have to opt out. That's when you're going to have to operate on faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and definitely be separated from this system and from this society. You see? Because we know the judgment of those that receive this MOTB, you will be burnt in the presence of the Lamb and the holy angels, man. It says, Roos noted that following the agreement, the EU, it says the head of the European Parliament's decision, over 500 privacy and cybersecurity experts from 39 countries signed a joint letter warning that the legislation fails to properly respect the right to privacy of citizens and secure online communications. Because once you do this, you don't have no privacy. You don't have no, like I said, everything that you do will be tracked and traced and monitored. They'll know everything that you're doing financially, man. Like I said, and they'll have the ability to tell you what you can buy or what you can't buy, or where you can buy it. And it shows you that once they bring in this new beast system, that they can relocate you anywhere they want to relocate you, because that money can be controlled. They'll have such control over the money that, let's say you live in California, they can say, look, your CBDCs are not going to work here anymore. We're going to relocate you to New Mexico. That's where you're going to live, and that's where your CBDC would be valid. That's where you can get a job. That's where you can function. That's where we want you to be. So we're going to relocate you and move you there, and that's going to be the end all be all of it, man. It's a complete slave system. You see? It says, Roos lamented that most EU lawmakers ignored all privacy experts and security specialists. They're pushing it all through. Right, because like I said during my live speaking Friday, Klaus Schwab said they have penetrated the cabinets, man. They have control over these EU lawmakers. So that's why I said, they're going to push forward with this legislation, even if the people don't want it, even if some of these people in parliament are like, this is not a good idea. We don't think we should do this. A lot of these guys have been brought and paid for by, Klaus Schwab and these elites. So they're going to push it forward, whether the people want it or not. You see? So like I read in the Habakkuk, this is all prophecy, so it must be fulfilled, man. It says the Dutch conservative said that he is not optimistic, but it is not too late yet. Well, it is too late because it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It says, what is this? It says, look, and I said earlier, it says the Biden White House released a comprehensive framework for responsible development of digital assets in September of last year, you see? So, like I said, America is on board with this too. They have their own version of this that they're going to push forward. When they're given the green light to do so by these elites. When it's time for them to bring it in, America has their own version of this system that they're going to push forward, man. You already got the Fed now. So, like I said, this is all a global agenda. It may just be called this in Europe, but it's going to be called this in America. But it's all the same shit, man. It says Captain Arthur Fitz, financial expert and assistant secretary of housing and urban development under the Bush administration, has long been a vocal opponent of CBDC systems. In a recent interview, she warned that a 100% digital system would be controlled centrally and that a person's money could be potentially be limited to a particular geographical area. Such a totalitarian system, she argued, could also allow the state to limit people on what they are allowed to buy. Let's say I want to mandate a V. Your financial transaction ability can be turned off. Your access to your financial assets can be denied or stopped if you don't do what you're told. See? And that's exactly what this is all leading to. Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse. This is and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. You see? And that's the charagma, the sea ragamuffin, man. And you see, it's going to be through this digital system is how it's going to be able to implement it. Because in the future, everybody's going to have to be linked to this system. All of your identities are going to have to be in a digital form. So it don't matter if you're small, rich, poor, free, an actor, an entertainer, an average Joe on the street, a homeless person, whatever. You're all going to have to eventually get this sea ragamuffin in your right hand. Like I said, it's going to start small with your digital wallet. You'll be able to use it here and to use it here. But eventually the end game is to put that whole digital identity, your medical records, your biometrics, your name, your address, your height, your medical records, everything about you, and eventually implant it into your right hand or in your forehead, man. Your digital wallet will eventually be so small that they'll be able to just implant it inside of you, man. And that's what the scriptures call the MOTB. It says, and that no man might buy or sell. Right. See, without this digital identity, in the near future, you won't be able to file for your taxes. You won't be able to use certain, what's I'm trying to say? You won't be able to use, you won't be able to function in certain parts of society without, being digitally linked unto it, man. You see? It says, and no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, you see? And that's what this is all leading towards. So, hey, the MOTB is literally here, man. They already have the technology and the systems in place for it. They're just going to, gradually introduce it, and then eventually they're going to drop the hammer on everybody. And it's all according to biblical prophecy. This is where everything is going, man. And we've been telling you that this was coming, and it's on its way. You see, and this is why these devils are about to let all hell break loose in the society. This is why they're going to collapse the financial system as we know it, the dollar bill, y'all. And let things go to shit. And then they're going to come with this, they're going to play saviors and come with this new digital system that can save all of humanity, which is really a digital enslavement, man. The beast system. All right. And like we said, under no circumstances should any of you tribes take this shit, man. Because if you take this thing, you will be destroyed, man. All right. This is Revelations 14:9. It says, doom for the worshipers of the beast. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see? Because you're going to be judged, with that nuclear destruction that's coming upon Babylon the Great. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest day nor night who worshiped the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth his mark of his name. You see? And that's going to be your judgment for receiving this. But like I said, it's all part of prophecy. So it's going to happen. They're going to bring this whole system here to America and all over the earth, man. And like I said, it'll be gradually at first. But then eventually they're gonna shut the door on you and tell you, look, either you're gonna get down with this system, or you're gonna be separated from this system. All right. And a lot of people who don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, or who can't look past America as being, this place coming to an end, they're going to get weak, and they're going to look to try to save their lives by getting down with this system and allowing this devil to stick that charagma in their ass, and you know the judgment. So let me play this little 1-minute video, and I'm going to close it out.
It's so important we come out of the system, that Mr. Global is not tracking us. Why? Because where is this leading?
When you have a 100%, what they're shooting for is an all digital system. And if you have a 100% digital system, that can be controlled centrally. And not only can your money be limited to different, geographical areas or spatial areas, but it can also be limited to, sort of what you can buy, when you can buy it. And it can literally tax you without your permission. You can install a system of taxation without representation. But ultimately, Polly, you can implement complete control, because let's say I want to mandate a vaccine. You can't, your financial transaction ability can be turned off. Your access to your financial assets can be denied or stopped if you don't do what you're told.
See?
Why is it?
You cannot buy or sell save he that have the charagma, man. You see? And that's eventually what these devils are trying to do. And this is what we've been warning you, Jake, about. And this is what prophecy speaks about, man. You see? So, hey, Lord willing, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Shai. Lord willing, this was edifying, man. Until the next one, Shalom.